These episodes are getting brutal. What is up, my listeners? My name is Sebastián and welcome to another episode of Seba Reviews, where today I'm reviewing the 4th episode of Marvel's What If, titled What If Doctor Strange Lost His Heart Instead of His Hands? Which admittedly is a very cheesy title. I'm like, God damn. But I kind of also like it now because it's kind of akin to like the old 70s and 60s Marvel titles, and especially for like the what if stuff. So that's kind of cool, but yeah, it's cheesy as hell. And before we continue, from here on out for the rest of the series, I'm gonna spoil like the hell out of them. I'm not gonna cover like from beginning to end, not really, but I'm trying to get it like as quick as possible. But yes, since the first 3 ones I saw them earlier, that's why I kind of kept it spoiler free. But for this one, you've all seen it, so I'm just gonna go spoiler fucking heavy. So you've been warned. So this one, man, essentially come out of the last episode, I was kind of eager to see what was gonna happen because, you know, the first 2 episodes, not a big fan of them, but the 3rd one was the one that finally won me over. I'm like, okay, this is cool, great premise. So I really kind of liked the episode, so I was eager to see what was gonna happen with this. And then I saw that Doctor Strange is involved, and listen, Doctor Strange is a character that I enjoy in the MCU. I don't necessarily love. I kind of do like seeing him in other stuff. You know, like the Avengers movies is cool. I like seeing his bit role in Thor Ragnarok. That was fun. You know, kind of want to see what's gonna happen with him in Far From Home. It'll be interesting. That movie's that's another topic. I don't know about that. And then I'm also excited for his 2nd movie. That sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. But Doctor Strange, you know, from his first movie, the first time we ever saw him, I don't like that movie that much. I mean, I don't dislike it, just it's not winning it for me. And kind of the world and the characters there, they're fine. There's anything that I'm invested in them. It's nothing that I love. It's just I kind of need more about them, or maybe something more that I can grasp onto. But like from what I had from there, it's like, okay, cool, they're kind of fun. I mean, Wong is a pretty cool character. I kind of like him, and the ancient one is kind of cool. It's, again, these characters I don't love that much. I will love to say that, oh my god, these are one of my favorite characters. It's just not the case. So, but I do like seeing these characters here and there. It's just, again, they're not my favorite, especially Doctor Strange. I kind of do like seeing him. I think I needed a little bit more before we see him as the Sorcerer Supreme already. You know, we always had 1 movie and he's already the Sorcerer Supreme. And he's doing all this badass shit. It's like we see him in all these other things, but I haven't seen more of his singular story stuff. I mean, we're gonna see that next year, but I kind of need more to jump on board with the character, make me feel like I'm connected and invested in this character. It's just like I'm not there yet. So but this one is like, all right, Doctor Strange, that'll be an interesting story. I have no idea what the hell this is about, but let's see what they're gonna do with my man Doctor Strange. And oh boy, to do some stuff with Doctor Strange, Jesus Christ. So, I mean, all right, from the beginning, I was not completely on board with the episode. It's just like, okay, all right, this is kind of weird. I mean, it's good to know that this is the first time I've seen the show after a couple weeks. So, like, getting into the animation, I was like, I'm just not a fan of the animation yet. I'm like, I don't know. Episodes kind of start off in, like, kind of that kiddie kind of cheesy stuff. I mean, it's not a kiddie episode, I'll tell you that, but I'm just saying, it just feels like a cartoony, like Disney cartoon. It doesn't feel like I'm watching like an NC property. That's what I'm feeling out from the get-go. But I was like, all right, this is interesting. I wanted to see what's gonna happen. We're jumping on to Doctor Strange's origin. Like, what exactly is this gonna be about? And then I kind of spoiled myself a little bit, like reading the title a little bit. I was like, oh shit, no. But that kind of sparked my interest. Like, what? Oh, this is what's gonna be about. So yeah, what would happen if he didn't lose his hands, but instead lost his heart? Which I'll admit right now, I forgot that him losing his hands is a big component of his origin. I completely forgot that's a thing that happened to him. I was like, oh shit, yeah, there's a whole reason he is Doctor Strange. It's crazy. Also seeing who is the cast in this episode, seeing like almost pretty much everyone from the first movie is back in this episode, made me very interested and very excited for it. Like, okay, so we got everybody here. That's awesome. So in the beginning, it was kind of interesting seeing, okay, like we're going back to the origin of him driving the car and getting the accident, but this time around, Christine's in the car, which I also forgot her name. Like, oh shit, her name is Christine. So Christine is involved in this origin now, and like the very critical moment of Doctor Strange's life. But then seeing like, oh shit, in that crash, she dies. what I thought was gonna happen was that he was just gonna go through the freeway, whatever, and then he was not gonna get hit by a car. He's gonna avoid being hit by anything. He'll be fine, and basically he won't be Doctor Strange, which that kind of would have been an interesting concept to see. Like, what was gonna happen if he did become Doctor Strange? Like, maybe it would have been boring. I don't know, because he's just a regular surgeon, or maybe something weird would happen. Who knows? I love the spin that they had here. Like, all right, we're still gonna get the action, but instead of Doctor Strange getting his hands fucked up, Christine dies, which, damn, you know, that's crazy. And I was seeing that is the reason why he becomes Doctor Strange. Basically, we're going back to the first movie again, but this time what I liked, we're getting through it in a brief pace. We're not trying to focus on these big moments again of the first movie. Just like, all right, remember, this is what happened in the story. You know what it is. Let's keep on moving. Which I like, because that's the problem I have with the first episode. It's like, it's the first movie all over again. I'm like, what the hell? And what I also love about this episode is just, this is not the first movie, like, retreading all over again. It's not any of that. It's a completely self-isolated story. Is new. It doesn't have to do anything with the first movie. I mean, parts of it are in here. We're not watching the movie again. That's what I really big points for this episode. So then again, it was interesting to see, like, okay, he's Doctor Strange. We have some time with him. He's already Supreme for a while now, for over 2 years. But now seeing him try and get Christine back by using, you know, the Time Stone, that was an interesting angle. Like, oh, okay. So again, I wasn't like loving it yet, but the concept of him trying to go back in time and trying to fix that one night, which, by the way, Jesus Christ, like, seeing the different ways that Christine dies, I'm like, fucking Christ. I mean, it got a little ridiculous. Like, I mean, are you kidding me? Are you telling me that even if they get away from the freeway and they just go eat some pizza, a robber's gonna be in there and shoot her? What? I know we were trying to say, like, it's inevitable, like, she's gonna die no matter what. But, I mean, you could have done it another way. I mean, really? Like, no matter what he does, she's still gonna die. Like, even if they just go eat some pizza, Robert's gonna be there and shoot her. It's just really, really dumb. I just thought it was, like, just ridiculous. But anyway, just seeing the different ways that she dies and kind of hitting home, like, yeah, it's inevitable, she's gonna die. You can't do anything about it. It's like crazy. But yeah, just the death scenes alone, brutal. So the concept was interesting. I was getting into the story a little bit, but then it got to a point, like, this shit got good. When we see Steven confront the idea of, like, should I still go back in time and try to find a way to gain her back, like, get her back? Because even the Ancient One told him, like, yeah, you can't do anything. It's inevitable. You can't go back in time. You can't fix it. It is what it is. I'm sorry. So Steven is, like, super insistent of doing it. He's determined to trying to save Christine back because she is the love of his life. And by the way, I also kind of like seeing the differences in this universe, because, you know, in the first movie they like each other. One time they were together, but in the movie they kind of broke up, and so they were kind of like on and off. So seeing it from the get-go in this episode, they were together, they were very loving with each other. That's cool differences to see. I like that. But seeing that Steven is confronting the idea and he's still determined to do it is interesting to see, and I really like that. I also love that kind of knew his shit was gonna happen. He's like, yeah, you're gonna do something stupid, aren't you? White people can keep their shit together. God damn it. So he tries to do it one more time, but then the Ancient One steps up and, like, all right, listen up. I gotta stop you right where you are, because we can't let this happen. You can't do it. It's inevitable. But Steven's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna change this one critical moment. Because I like the Ancient One's explanation, because I was confused with the time rules here, because, you know, Endgame kind of told me other stuff, but now here was like, you're telling me other things too. So I like the Ancient One did tell me, like, all right, look, there's some things you cannot change. You can change some stuff in timeline, but there's some critical moments that you cannot change, or it will fuck everything up. So I did like explanation. So still seeing that Steven's still gonna do it. He's like, I don't fucking care. There's one way to do it. I mean, that people have done it before, like Kelly Ostro, I think it was his way, or Kelly Caligula. I don't know. If that person did it, I'm gonna do it too. So Ancient One's like, fuck, I guess I gotta stop you. Shit. So they kind of have a fight, but Steven's like, I'm out, deuces. So he goes to this jungle world, wherever the hell that was. And I love seeing this character we meet, the library keeper. He was very fun. I really enjoyed seeing this character. He was, like, very, very wise and very calm and very calculated. I really love this character. And I kind of wish he would jump into the mainline movies. I want to see him. Yeah, I mean, he dies in this episode, but maybe in this main universe we'll see him. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, that'd be kind of fun to see, but I really like seeing the character. So yeah, so we see Steven's journey trying to get the powers and trying to control the time manipulation and see if he can find a way to get Christine back. And that's when we see Steven goes into the dark side. Which in this scene, I really like seeing him consume the different like creatures and consuming them and having their powers and seeing his transformation. Kind of seems like some differences in the animation, because you know the animation so far is just like that 3D cell shading kind of style, which you know it can be a hit or a miss. But I really like the kind of experiment different animation styles. When you see the creatures are more like kind of 2D, kind of fast-paced kind of shit, like Flash animation kind of a little bit, which looks pretty fucking cool, almost like anime style too. And so even like when they're using powers and they're shooting bolts and stuff, or even seeing like someone falls, you see like dust clouds, it's like a different animation. It's not like the same cell shading style. So that was also awesome to see, like, oh shit, they're kind of experimenting here. I really enjoy that. But seeing like Stephen Strange become like this monster kind of guy, that was cool. Seeing getting a darker cape, that was kind of cool too. So I really love seeing Stephen kind of going to like a darker side. I was like, are we gonna get a evil Doctor Strange now? Like, this was gonna happen. What was interesting about that is because we're following this Doctor Strange, so seeing this Doctor Strange, our protagonist that we're following this episode, becoming evil, I was very curious to see that. Like, oh shit, that we're gonna go this direction. That's fresh. But then it makes it so much more mind-bendingly interesting when we go back to the moment where he was like in this chair, kind of thinking about like, oh, should I go back in time and save Christine? Well, now we have a different timeline. I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on right now? Oh, even before that, we see like the Watchers talking, like, oh shit, like Steven's fucking up. Like, I should try to go in there and stop him, but that's not my job, because you know this is the first time where Watcher is kind of saying like, oh shit, it's just gonna get bad. I mean, I wish I could do something, but I can't. So I really like seeing the difference in the Watcher now. But also what's new is seeing like Steven can also hear him. That was fucking awesome, because I haven't seen that before, so that's cool. But then there's like this fucking awesome twist of like we're going back in time, but we're having this different timeline, and how two like timelines are getting together. It's like, it's getting chaotic, it's getting crazy, it's getting huge. I love it. The one negative about this whole scene of, you know, shit's getting down is when Stephen Strange goes out the street and he sees people are disappearing, almost like the Snap. But seeing like the people disappearing, they kind of reuse the same model, and they put it front and center in two scenes. I'm like, wow, they use the same guy with the same suit, same hair, same glasses. Are you fucking kidding me? That's just lazy as fuck. Other than that, I just like seeing the whole sequence going down, and it gets from bad to worse. It just gets bad and bad. I'm like, whoa. Seeing the Ancient One come back into like a manifestation kind of thing, like psyche thing that she said, it was, I don't know, fucking awesome. But seeing like, because I like what the Ancient One is, she knows everything's gonna happen. She knows everything is gonna happen, everything that's happened. Like, it's like she's always 20 steps ahead of everybody. I love her. But seeing her explanation, like what she did in that moment before Stephen Strange went back in time, it's awesome. Seeing like, okay, so she makes two timelines now, and so one of them has got to win. Either it's the one that saves the goddamn universe, or it's the one that destroys it. So it's like Rachel would kind of risk it there, but you had to do what you had to do, man. Like, it's all depending on Doctor Strange. Like, Doctor Strange is the one that will save it or destroy everything. So now that we switched gears, and now we're following on the good Doctor Strange, and now we're going back, not the evil Doctor Strange, but the misguided Doctor Strange, is how Ancient One called him. So also I've seen about that dynamic is like, now that we follow this whole episode with the misguided Doctor Strange, kind of like now we're seeing the like evil light. It's like, we know his backstory, we follow him, we've connected with him. So now we're going with this other Doctor Strange, which is the same guy that we followed from the beginning. So I love how they're doing this. Like, writing here is excellent. And then we have this awesome fight, which, I mean, can we say like that they're doing some anime shit with Doctor Strange? I mean, again, like animation styles, like some a little bit of anime stuff in there. But I mean, even Infinity War, we saw them do some Naruto crap, and now here we're gonna do some like Dragon Ball fighting style with like Strange versus Strange. I mean, is this the way of them trying to put some anime stuff, like the big bombastic stuff, but like keep it into the Marvel line stuff? I don't know. It's just like, it's weird. Like, we're seeing like different elements and they kind of all look like anime stuff. But anyway, love the fight. Animation there was pretty cool. Like the way that was choreographed was awesome. It looked nice, it looked crisp. It didn't look weird and kind of clunky like in the first episode. Like in here, it just looked good. I really liked seeing everything. I was really enjoying everything that was going on. It was fun. It was very well done. And then when seeing the resolution of trying to like misguide Doctor Strange, trying to trick Stephen Strange and trying to pretend that he's Christine and trying to persuade him to do what he wants and what Stephen also wants to do, you know, trying to get Christine back. But, you know, Stephen got, you know, held of himself, he has persistence, and he said, no, I cannot do it. This is inevitable. It has to remain this way. So I like seeing the conclusion of that, because you might think, all right, so Stephen Strange is gonna win. You got the best of evil Strange, and now we're done. Like, we're back to good. Everything's well in the world. No. Stephen Strange dies by misguided Doctor Strange, which is insane. I was kind of hoping, and I was kind of seeing like, is this the ending they were gonna go? They were gonna go for a sad, kind of a bad ending. I was like, this could happen because, you know, it is a what if show. It's not anything based on the mainline stuff, so they can do whatever they want. But I was like, maybe they're gonna go that far to like a dark direction, but they did. And I loved it because, again, they have the freedom to do whatever they want, and they kind of do a not traditional kind of way of ending stuff. Where, you know, good triumphs over evil, right conquers wrong. Like, no, like, you know, the good Doctor Strange dies and the bad Doctor Strange conquers, but we kind of see the aftermath of it. You know, he fulfills what he's been wanting to do for a long time now, which is getting Christine back. He gets it, and now you know the world's like crumbling, it's destroying. You see the Watchers kind of sad and disappointed, and like, oh god damn, it's just, you know, I didn't want this to happen, but it is what it is. And seeing it all wrapped in a kind of very sad ending, you know, like Doctor Strange got what he wanted, but at the cost of what? You know, the world's ending, and Doctor Strange feels remorse, and he's very upset. He just feels very regretful what he's doing. I mean, he's had her, but even if he still had her, she still died. She still disappeared. She cannot exist in the timeline. So seeing him trying to get distraught and just being sad, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do this. Like, this is not what I wanted to do. It's tragic. It's a very tragic ending. I love seeing even Doctor Strange interacting with the Watcher himself. Like, finally, it's awesome. We've seen the Watcher interacting with the characters, but kind of the Watcher saying, like, dude, even if I want to do something, I can't do it. It's not my job. I'm not a god. I need things to take this natural course. Like, it is what it is, you know? So it's sad, and then the ending of it's like, yeah, the world's fucked up. I mean, they're kind of in like a little diamond. I know that's representing, like, that's the actual world, how it is. Or like Doctor Strange kind of made a little husk, you know, kind of protecting them. Christine disappears. She's like, her last words are, "What did you do, Stephen?" And then boom, she's gone. And then, like, I guess we don't see him die, but he's just there alone in just a little space of land. And that's, god damn, like, it's just sad. So I get like 2 episodes in a row where it's dark, and we're taking it like at a very mature level, and I really dug it, because, you know, I'm taking some mature rounds, and they're kind of respecting the audience. They're kind of seeping into these mature adult storylines, and I'm not kind of like, I'm not trying to spoof it. I'm like, oh, you know, but we're still making it a like, nice little package. You know, the kiddies are still watching this. Like, no, like, shit's gonna happen. Like, some actions can take some very drastic and very bad consequences. You know, we can't just like sugarcoat it. This is what it is. Shit happens. Even the last episode's not more about the consequences of some actions, but it's just saying, like, you know, bad stuff happens, and that's what's up. So this is like a great, amazing episode. You know, having a very tragic note, it's just ending it like that. I was waiting for like, all right, what's gonna happen? And no, it's done. The world is gone. It's destroyed. So everything was just done so well. The animation was really good in there. I mean, I think a lot of the lighting kind of made it look a little bit better for me. It didn't look like crappy and cheap to me, so it looked really good. The voice acting was awesome. I think what made it so much better, because if this episode, with the help of the voice casting, just made it feel finally like more like MCU mainline stuff. It didn't feel like a little cartoony stuff or something that's trying to imitate the movies. It's just like, it felt like it's part of the MCU, and I think that's, again, is a big part of the voice cast. Benedict Cumberbatch did a fantastic job. I think Rachel McAdams did a pretty good job. I think Benedict Wong did a pretty good job. Tilda Swinton, like, everybody did a great job. I mean, sometimes you can tell like maybe they're just voice acting, they're in a booth and they're not giving it their full on performance that they would do on set. But I think they did a really good job. And again, the biggest one that sold it for me was Benedict Cumberbatch. Like, that was fantastic. He did really good. He's very comfortable now with his character. And the big props of this episode is like, this is my favorite Doctor Strange thing that I've seen in the MCU, because I really like seeing his own story instead of just being in other stories. And again, his first story, which was his own movie, not a big fan of it. So this is where I'm like, all right, I'm all in for Doctor Strange. I really fucking like him. So excellent episode. I mean, primarily really well done with the writing and then the acting and like even the animation, like somewhere in there. But this was great. I really enjoyed this stuff. I don't know if this is gonna have a continuation, because I've heard that some episodes are getting sequels. I guess like the T'Challa stuff is gonna get a second episode. I don't know how I feel about continuations. I mean, I'm interested in seeing, especially the ending of the episode, but we'll see how that goes. But I don't know if I want to see it in this season, because I want to see some different stories. That would be fun. But at the same time, I'm interested in seeing like what can happen with that T'Challa stuff. That could be cool. But this episode was awesome. I love it's contained. This is a story what it is, at a beginning and an end, and it's fantastic. So this is good. This is fucking awesome. So I'm gonna give this episode a 9 out of 10. Amazing stuff. It's probably my favorite episode so far, because like the last episode was awesome. It was more of a murder mystery, but this one was just a fantastic story. It's not about the intrigue, it's more about just the story itself and its soulmate. So fantastic shit. So let me ask you guys, what do you think of episode 4 of What If? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you thought it could have been better? Do you thought it was like, it was in the middle? What do you think of the episode? Let me know in the comments below and let's talk about it. And if you like my review, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more reviews or different other content in this channel, because there's a lot of stuff in here, from reactions, podcasts, you name it. Whatever you want, it's here, or I'm gonna do it. So stay tuned for next week for episode 5, and stay tuned for other reviews and other stuff. So thank you guys again for your support. My name is Sebastián Productions. Y yo seguir aquí hablando shit.